Cowsill. Good morning, Paul. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Just driving on the bus to our next city on the Happy Together tour.
Oh, that is one incredible tour, all you guys together. I mean, we're talking about the epitome of rock and roll from the late 1960s and early 1970s. We have the Turtles, Mark Lindsay, Association, the Buckinghams, the Grassroots, and you guys. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, does it, huh?
It doesn't. And every single night, I think we've been out here 80 days now. I think we've done like 37 shows. And me and my sister Susan and my brother Bob, every night we just hang at stage right wings and listen to all the hits from our life.
Oh, yeah.
All the hits. I mean, I go back to junior high school every night. I forget I'm married.
Yeah, I know. Don't forget too long, though, right?
No. My sister's sitting right beside me, and she goes, wow, that'll go over big at home. You don't get to Oregon, do you?
Actually, we also stream, so you never can tell who's listening out there.
Yeah, that's all right. Everything's all right. But yeah, what a great lineup.
Yeah.
What a great lineup of bands. And I mean, to me, this is going to be the biggest and the finest pop rock tour that is out there going like this. I mean, all these bands and the songs that have been contributed. It's a night of hits.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm just so sorry that you don't have a date within road trip distance of us here in Columbia, South Carolina. But sure, you know,
maybe next year.
Maybe next year. That's right, because you guys do this every year. But so I've been getting the base eye view pictures from Mark every day. That's Mark Dawson of the Grassroots. And,
awesome.
And he, and of course he's keeping it up. He did a little a tour of their bus. So we're waiting to see your bus now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny because Mark is actually almost a documentarian out here. That cat is with his phone or his camera and just going all the time. Every time I turn around, there's Mark Dawson with his camera doing a selfie. We do a lot of selfies. Do you get a lot of selfies from him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The king of
selfies. Have you seen me in any?
Yeah, one or two.
Okay, well, I'll tell him to get hot on that. What I'll do is I'll have Mark come and do a little documentation here on our bus, and he can interview us all.
Yeah, but I got to tell you now, the ratio of pictures of Susan to the pictures of you is about 5 to 1.
Oh, the pictures of Susan in a ratio to me is 5 to 1.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have a talk with Mark Dawson about that a little later, because, we are on tour together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, the Cowsills came together way back in 65, right?
Yeah, that was, we just did our 50th anniversary show at the Cutting Room this past October.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been a long run, it's just fantastic.
Now, how many siblings do you actually have?
Well, I'll tell you, we have 4 left in the family. We were a family of 9, and we've had some hard hits in the previous years here, so there's 4 of us left. Now, on the Happy Together tour is Susan and my brother Bob and myself. And, my brother John, he's been playing. He plays drums with the Beach Boys and has for like 13 years. So we haven't been able to have him with us. But, we were in Costa Mesa at the Pacific Amphitheater, and John joined us there. Oh, my God, it's always a big thrill when John joins us.
Oh, yeah.
And because, we look at each other and we go, my God, this is really all that's left. And we're from a big family, so it's really hard to put our heads around it. Mm-hmm. That we really feel like all the people that we've lost are still walking the earth. It's just a matter of calling them.
Yeah. Well,
but that's not happening.
Actually, one of your brothers was not actually a member of the band himself, right? That was Richard. He was
right. Now, my brother Richard. Yeah, that was my brother Bob's twin brother. Mm-hmm. And Rich never made it into the band. I'm sure that he was good enough. He might have butted heads with Dad. I was a little kid when all that was going down, but. Mm-hmm. I kind of learned a lot from the documentary that's out there on us. And that, Bill thought Dick could do it, and Dad didn't want it to happen. Yeah. So Dad was a knucklehead, That's
he was. I understand he was a real strict guy too, right?
Oh, Dad was strict, you betcha. But listen, with 7 crazy Indians running around with their heads cut off, I think I would have become a disciplinarian too. I don't know if I'd have gone over the line, but we were a tough batch of kids, I'm thinking, I always say that we were white trash that made it famous.
Did he ever threaten to put you into the Navy?
Well, that's funny. He threatened to put me in the Navy, but, I was 19 years old when that first 19-year-old draft came up. Uh-huh. And my number dropped out of that bucket, number 2.
Oh.
So we had been on a tour in Europe to all the Navy and Air Force bases over there, and I got home and I had my letter in my bedroom. And so that was on a Friday or Saturday. I tore that thing up and went down to the Navy recruiter in Glendale, California on the Monday and joined.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was in the Navy. Dad was in the Navy, too.
Yeah, Dad was a recruiter, as a matter of fact, wasn't you?
My dad was a recruiter in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
We were somewhere in Ohio a little while ago, and we were pretty close to Canton. So, yeah, Susan was born in Canton, Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She was born there, and then we moved back to Newport after Dad got tired of recruiting in the Midwest. I think he missed the ocean. He was a real Navy guy, Oh, yeah. Well, Newport's a great Navy town in terms of being on the sea and everything. Man, it was a great Navy town. It was a great town all around. That whole island of Middletown and Portsmouth and Newport. Back when we were little kids, it was really a beautiful, beautiful place. It's still beautiful, but built up quite a bit, and the Navy's gone, and there's been a lot of changes there, Yeah.
So, as an old Navy guy myself, did you serve active duty on a ship anywhere? What was your ship?
Yeah, I went to NTC in San Diego, and then I went. It's a funny story. I signed up for the nuclear submarine program. That was the only way I could get in the Navy, and I had to sign up for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And boy, that wasn't ever going to happen because I took those tests in boot camp and just flunked them to make sure I wasn't on a sub. Because, I'd been on subs in Quonset, Connecticut, and places where my dad would take us for dinner, and it was real tight, and I'm about 6'1", and so that wasn't going to work for me.
Yeah,
so then I became a corpsman, dental tech corpsman.
Really?
In the Navy, and so I was on the USS Constellation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Connie.
Yeah, that's a good boat.
The big boat.
Yeah, good boat, too.
Yeah. Don't ever call it a boat, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. I know that, too. I say that endearingly,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I was able to get out sooner than 6 years. And, did I want to go in the military? Well, no. But, it wasn't ever going to be an option in our family. And we were raised, to love the country and to, do what you have to do to keep it. So...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so whatever that would take, I'd do it.
Now, speaking of the Happy Together tour, as a matter of fact, you're talking to me from one of the 2 tour buses right now. Who's on the bus with you guys?
On the bus with us here is we have the association, as far as the band, association and the Cowsills are on this bus. And then we have the Buckinghams with Carl and Nick Fortuna. And then we have our sound guys with us, JC and Allie. And then we have Jason, our sound manager. And then we got Ronnie, our tour manager. We love Ron. Everybody loves Ron.
So they put the rowdy guys, the Buckinghams and the Grassroots. I'm sorry, the Grassroots and the Turtles on the other bus, right?
Yes. Mark Lindsay, Turtles. Howard and Mark are over there, and the band is over on that bus because they're real good friends. They've been working together for a long time, so they feel comfortable. And but I mean, honestly, if we're having a battle of the bands and we're having a battle of the buses, our bus is by far the better bus.
Oh, really?
If we had a softball game against those guys, we'd beat them. If we went bowling, we'd beat them. So our bus is pretty high-powered, as you say.
Well,
I think they wouldn't like to be over on our bus.
Mark Dawson has given a tour on Facebook of the other bus. Now I expect to see one from you guys as well.
Yes, Mark, I'm going to get him today to get a picture of our bus, and I want you to run them side by side, and then you're going to see how clean our bus is compared to their trash pit over there. Oh, that might be a little harsh. But I know they're kind of messy over there. So anyway, because I've heard some string, and over here, Susan, because, Susan's my sister, she's the only girl on the Happy Together tour. And really, if you're thinking about this Happy Together tour configuration, which has been going on for 5 years, she she's the only girl that's ever been on the Happy Together tour.
So somebody's got to keep them in line,
Yeah,
you know?
Frankie McFarlane many moons ago did the Hippie Fest or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But Susan's really the only person. And so we have her on our bus, and you know, and we're pretty clean people over here, but Susan has been keeping everything pretty shape over here for us.
Well, that's good.
Kind of nice. Yeah.
Now, you're touring out in the Midwest right now. I think your next date is in Kentucky State, Louisville, Kentucky, for the fairgrounds.
Yeah, well, you know, we're getting there to Kentucky, but I think where we're going to go is Effingham, Illinois first.
Oh, really?
And yeah, we're going to play Effingham on the 28th. Just in a couple of days. We have 2 days off right now. We love those. And then we're going to Effingham, and then we're going to Kentucky. Yeah, to the state fair there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, I got to tell you something. Rick, we've been doing these state fairs, you know, the Indiana, the Illinois, the Missouri, and we were at these fairs, the Cowsills, when Susan was like 9 years old. You know, so 68 and 69, 67, we were doing all these fairs back then. So when we went to the fair, there were people who came to see us at the fair that had all the original program from it and all these pictures. That's what the nice thing is about our fans, is that they're our age. We've all grown up together, and so when we see pictures of the old days, there we are at the same age as our fans, you know, just a bunch of little kids out there.
Oh, wow. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. Oh, my God. And some of the stuff, boy, it'll really overwhelm you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you guys are a part of so many of the history of so many people's lives, you know, from the music and everything. And, of course, this particular grouping of folks, I mean, the six bands are just, in my mind, just an incredible nexus of people coming together to just... you know, just scream out rock and roll from the late 1960s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. It's just incredible. You know, and the grassroots, they really had a nice punch, you know, and then the association, of course, are just, you know, I mean, the catalogs on these bands is really the ticket, you know. I mean, they can play 5 songs, and they've all been million sellers, you know. Everybody's had, you know, 4 or 5 big hits, and so it's just hit after hit, and that's the concept of this thing, you know, out here, the Happy Together tour. It's to bring these songs back to the people as they heard them. The band is just thick. I mean, the band does these records, you know, you can tell they've listened, you know, and so the records are being produced on stage by the original artists. I mean, gosh, I mean, I can't tell you every night, because we have a production screen, you know, that shows a bunch of stuff and all that, and I mean, I get choked up every now and then, you know, every night at one point, just by remembering junior high when I heard that song. I mean, I'm experiencing this whole show the same way the audience experiences it. Honestly, just, you know, hearing these hits and then getting you know, machined back to junior high and the early years, you know, it's awesome.
Mark Dawson has said exactly the same thing to me. He says, I'm out there touring with my musical heroes.
Right, yeah. It's just, I mean, the Cowsill, Susan, Bob, and myself, we feel so fortunate and so blessed and so grateful that we are on this thing. Honestly, Rick, this was my bucket list. I mean, I had this at the top of my bucket list, get on the Happy Together tour.
Wow.
And man, it's happened, and I can die a happy man now, truly.
So how long is the tour going to stay together? When's the last date? Do you know?
The very last date is September 5th. We all go home on September 6th. We're going to end up in Essex Junction, Vermont, at the Champlain Valley Fair.
Wow. Yeah.
And that'll be that, and then we all head home on the 6th and go back to doing what we were doing.
Well, speaking of doing what you're doing, I understand you're going to go into the studio with the band for early next year in the Cutting Room in New York City?
Yeah. The Cowsills are, what we're doing is we're going to do the Cutting Room in October again, and then we're going to go to the Mohegan Sun and do that casino there at the Wolf Den, and then we're headed to Louisiana, into just outside Lafayette, to a studio there, and we're going to record another album. You know, it's funny because we've been talking about this well before Barry and Bill had died, you know, and we thought we were going to get it done then, and so that doesn't seem to be happening. But what's produced out of the deaths of these great songs by Bob and Susan, and so yeah, we're going to go down there and we're going to do it one last time, just for the love of it, really.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Our fans have been wanting to hear something for a while, and something new,
This will be your first album in 7 years, won't it? Six or seven. Seems like it's 6 or 7 years since you've had your last album out.
Pretty much, yeah. Global was our last album.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do now, though, we go in with songs about Bill, Barry, and the family, and then we're going to go in there and just record our butts off.
Wow.
And see what comes of it.
Looking forward to hearing that, too.
Yeah, it should be cool. Should be cool.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're driving down the highway.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's very romantic, in that way, especially at night. But the day's great because you're seeing the country,
mm-hmm.
and we've gone completely across country on this bus, and you might remember, but I remember it surely when we were little kids. It was all about, see the USA in a Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was all about getting with the family and going around the United States, and I got to do that, and I took advantage of it because you never know when it's going to come around again. And man, the country's beautiful. I want to tell everybody out there that the United States is intact. Yeah, we got our ups and downs and all that, but it is a beautiful country. It's the best country in the whole world. And I got to see it all summer here once again, and met all the people out here, and they're all just beautiful people, man. The whole country's full of beautiful people.
Oh man, it's nothing like being in the heartland of the country too. As you drive around the country, that's just an incredible experience.
Americana, baby.
Paul, thank you so much for being on the air with us here this morning here on WUSC FM. We wish you best of luck with the rest of the tour and with the recording date. And stay in touch, my friend. And
I will, Rick. I'll get you a tour of our bus. I promise.
Okay. And if you hold on the line after I go on the air or take you off the air, I want to talk to you about something else again real quick. So if you'll do that. All right.
Okay, Rick.
All right. Thank you, Paul.